All right, so we have to understand how we measure air pressure. The instrument that we use to measure air pressure is called a barometer. The average air pressure at sea level is 29.92 inches of mercury. So that's if we had a mercury barometer, or 1,013.2 millibars. Remember, a millibar is 1,000th of a bar, and a bar is just a unit of pressure measurement. That's what we see on weather maps. So anything, that's kind of the baseline. Anything higher than that would be considered to be high pressure. Anything lower than that is considered to be low pressure. So a mercury barometer, then there are aneroid barometers. Those are electronic. But in order to understand a little bit more about how we have high pressure and low pressure, let me just tell you how a mercury barometer works. It was invented in the 1600s by an Italian by the name of Torricelli. He was working on a problem but trying to get water pumped out of a mine, and he ended up inventing the first mercury barometer. And what it was just a pan of an open pan of mercury, and he inserted a hollow glass tube into that open pan. So he noticed the level of mercury going up and down in the tube. Then he started paying attention to when this happened. And it happened when the level would go up in the mercury. That would happen on colder days. So cold air, heavy, dense, it was putting weight on that pan of mercury, and in that hollow tube, that mercury would go up. Then on warmer days, he noticed that the level of mercury in the tube would go down. So warm air, less weight, warm air is rising, so it's not putting as much weight on that mercury, so the level of mercury in the tube would go down. So warm air associated more with low pressure, cold air associated with higher pressure because cold air is heavy and dense. And then some of you, maybe you have an aneroid barometer in your homes, and you can see the numbers here as we go, oops, stop that. As we go up into the higher numbers, 1,020, 1,030, 1,040, remember these are millibars. Then we get into fair and dry weather, and when that barometer drops into the lower numbers, then that's rain, or in the more drastic of the situations would be really stormy weather, maybe even a hurricane. All right, so the three major forces then that act on air motion are pressure gradient force, PGF for short, Coriolis effect, and friction. So pressure gradient force is what we want to talk about first. Pressure gradient force is just this force that is initiated by changes in pressure across the earth. But the thing to remember is that air always moves from high pressure to low pressure. Hold on, I keep getting buzzed here, so let me stop this recording.